Alrighty, family, we live. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well, family. Oh my goodness, I was debating going on tonight. I've been on the move today, and I'm telling you what, I'm tired. Um, man, you saw the topic. Um, I want you guys to hear something. I want you guys to hear something. And I can't believe that he even said this, but I'm gonna share my screen, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna have a conversation tonight. I don't want to be the only one having the conversation. I want us to have that conversation together. And I put the link in there, so if you want to call in, keep it under 5 minutes. We're not going to go back and forth. You say what you need to say, and then we're going to talk about what your comment is. But we want to understand, how do we hold coons accountable in the Black community? How do we hold these coons together, like Tim Scott, who says America's not racist, and then Kamala Harris, your president, America's not racist, but how do we hold coons accountable? I need us to have that discussion, because they're allowed to say whatever in our community, right? And we never say anything about it. We never comment. We never say anything back. We never hold them accountable for their comments of giving white folk a pass. Okay, we don't give each other a pass, but we'll give white folk a pass, and we'll be really hard on us. But then when they say stupid stuff like America's not racist, but, or just crazy stuff. I mean, I've heard Candace Owens say some stuff that was so incorrect and made black folk look bad. How do we hold them accountable? D, you ready? I'm bringing you one. I don't know why. Okay, just listen. I want us to understand tonight that, and I'm not even talking about harming them. How do we shut them down? This is what I need us to discuss. But I want you guys to hear this for tonight. I want you guys to hear something that our friend Van Jones said, right? This is, I cannot, let me hold on. You got, let me come back, because I want to share my screen, and I'm not sharing my screen. Oh, Lord. Here I go. Okay, y'all, bear with me. You know, your girl is kind of, okay, I always say this, right? Hold on. You know, I always do this. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Let me, hold on. I got somebody texting me. And okay, I want you guys to check this out. Okay, here we go. I'm sharing my screen. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Lord, I think I'm sharing my screen. Share my screen. Yes. I want you guys to hear this and see, what do you think about this? This is our boy, okay? I never thought he would say this, but this was super duper, like, this was really crazy for me. And I'm gonna see, hold on, I want to make sure that I'm in the right thing. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. And y'all don't let me talk. I don't want to have all the fun tonight. I'm just saying. I want y'all to talk. I want y'all to come on here and help me out, because I'm not the only one with an opinion. I'm not the only one that can, give my opinion. But I just want you guys to help me out to understand what is really going on. What does this really mean? Okay. And he spoke truth, and I couldn't believe it that he said that. So y'all help me out here, because I want to see. Okay, I just want y'all to help me out. I'm gonna. Okay, so I am sharing my screen. I just wanted to make sure that that was what was going on, that I was sharing. Okay, so help me out. Now this is pretty cool. Now listen to this, you guys. Can't believe he said it though. Going to give you 100% of what you want with 50% of the votes in the Senate. The math never made sense. You could pass these big bills through the House, but you couldn't even sometimes get a hearing in the Senate. And so you begin by the time you get to summertime, it's like, hey, I'm hearing all this good stuff supposed to be happening, but it's never getting signed by the president. And so when you overpromise so much in the beginning of the year and you're underdelivering at the end of the year, and don't forget Build Back Better, et cetera, you suddenly wind up with a disappointment factor plus inflation. Wow, you know what, you guys? He really, I can't believe that he said that. And the topic, I think, was how black folk were so angry, and we're getting really fed up with Biden. Okay, and that is the topic. And that's really so amazing because I can't believe that he the coon of the coons, okay? And I have never agreed with anything that he said, but I agree with this one because Biden overpromised black folk, right? But how do we deal with the Moses generation? How do we deal with these black folk that still say that Biden is the best, he's great, and he's done this, that, and the other for us? And oh my God, I'm so grateful. How do you deal with that? What are they not seeing, or what are we not seeing that they're seeing, or how are they seeing he's so amazing? How are they seeing him as God when this man tore up the black family? And when I say he tore it up, I mean he tore it apart and still doing it today. And we still giving him a pass. And I don't understand why. Why are we giving him a pass? Why? Why are we, or why have we decided to be like, oh, it's okay. He's not the same man, but he's showing you every day that he's still this racist piece of crap that he's always been, and we still don't understand it. We still don't see it. We still giving them a pass. Why do we do that? How do we hold these black folk accountable that come up like Tim Scott and say America's not a racist country? Dude, you already said that you got stopped 5 or 6 times, 10 times by the police driving in your own neighborhoods. So how are we seeing this again? And how are we making excuses? How and why? And what is it that we're not saying, or what is it that we're not understanding, or what is it that we're not seeing? Maybe I'm blinded. Maybe I still need to, maybe I need to clean my glasses, or maybe I need to clean my mind, or what is it? Are we not, are we in the same America? We've been here about the same time. So you're seeing police kill black folk. You're seeing um, Congress or Senate, you're seeing them write these bills. You're seeing them gaslighting, because we have a whole slew of laws on the book covering us, okay? Like civil rights, okay? But guess what? It's gaslighting. They give it to everybody else but us, right? We have the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, but guess what? They don't use them. So, and nobody is calling this out. Nobody is calling this out. We see you give it to everybody else, but you don't give it to black people. How do we get to this point? Please help me. How did we get to this point to where we have allowed them to ignore us? We're not making no noise. You ready? You ready? D, you ready? Okay. I'm going to bring on my girlfriend. I had to let her get her nerves up. She's ready. She's ready. She's ready. And I'm proud of her. So we're going to bring her up so we can have a conversation. Hey, D.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm
I'm
good.
glad to see you and thank you for joining. Thank
Well,
you. The question, you heard the question? The
it's
floor
kind
is yours.
of hard though, and the reason I say that because we still have, like you was talking, a lot of the Boule people, and because they have money, it's hard to get them to understand that just because you have money, you thinking that everything it works in your favor, and it really don't. So therefore, they're not gonna kick against that prick that they should be kicking against. They're not gonna do that. So it's just kind of hard. So it's really like, as we say, those that are supposed to be awoken are the ones that supposed to be trying to reach out, and it's kind of hard because goes back. We always talk about the Bible because what we were sold on the Bible
Yeah.
and everything that we were taught then, and it's hard to get them to backtrack that. And the reason why, because they're feeling that they're gonna denounce the Most High, and so they thinking that all of their wealth comes from all of that, but they were slaves. They worked hard to get it. You know what I'm saying? So I heard this man say today also was that the only difference between slavery back then and slavery now is that back then they were more into the fields, the cotton fields, out in the sun. Now we're still enslaved because you're in the buildings and stuff. You're still being enslaved, and so when people feel that they already have a lot amount of wealth or whatever, or they're comfortable, they're not going to speak on it. They're not going to say nothing. They content in where they're at. So that's a lot of people, they won't say too much because they're already content. I got mine, whatever, and I'm not trying to help the next person.
So are you saying that that's what the Black Caucus's problem is? They've got their millions, but you have to understand, if white supremacy is paying you, you got your millions through doing nothing for your own. How are you comfortable with that? And how do we hold them accountable? And my question is, are Black people ready to hold them accountable in the midterms is coming up? Or are we going to still continue allowing them to sit in those seats indefinite, knowing that they're not doing anything and knowing that they are not working for us? We know that. We can read their billboard, okay? And we know that they're not working for us. So why are we okay accepting or receiving absolutely nothing, and we won't say nothing about it?
Because a lot of them feel that a lot of them feel that too, Tech Cassie, is that why are we talking about reparations?
Are you serious?
Uh,
I've heard that, and I've seen, some Black folks still say we deserve more than reparations. Well, what do we deserve? It's the Black folk who don't have anything telling you that we don't need reparations, we don't need a handout. But I never hear anybody else talking about when the Jews, when they went to the Jews and they offered them money. Did we hear any of the Jews say, no, we don't need no handout? What do we need a handout for? They always come back with more. Give me more, give me more, give me more. Ukraine, we gave them trillions of dollars. We gave them 300 million. We came back and gave them 30 million. Came back and it's just piling on. It's piling on. We've given them a total trillions now, trillions. That's your taxpayer money. That's your money for people that's not even been born here. We've given them money. And in Chicago, in California and other big cities, you have a homeless population that's ridiculous. It's off the chain. So you'd rather send your money, our hard-earned money, to Ukraine, people that don't even like Black people. And I've not heard anybody complain about sending Ukraine reparations money, because that's what it is. You're sending them reparations money, but you still have a 911 in Black community, and you're not offering us a dime, and that's okay. And people are like, them Black folk don't need no money. Who in the world? Why? How do we get here to where we're unimportant, and we've allowed them to make us feel, and we've allowed them to ignore us without saying a word? We still don't say nothing. How is that possible? Please help me. How is that possible? I don't understand. This is going over my head, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, and Ukraine came right back and said, I want more. And what Biden do? Here, this right on out to him, didn't say one word.
Yeah.
Help me understand that, sis, because I'm lost for words.
Well, and also, even if they try to give the Blacks anything, it's never just for the Blacks.
Okay, we got to change that.
That
needs to change.
And the reason, and I think what we do as Blacks, because again, we've been programmed,
yes,
that we feel we always have to include everybody and don't want to exclude, because that's the way we have been programmed.
But it's so time for us to do some different things. But every time you want to do something different, we complain. And I seen this one guy, Jamal Green. I love him. He's out of Chicago, and he's doing a lot of good things for Black people, buying homes. On his webpage, he had where this store was going out of business, right? And he was like, oh, we're gonna hold them accountable. We're still trying to force folk that don't like us to do something for us. And you know what I said to him? I said, it is time for us to do for self, pull our monies together, and we open this store. Let this be our first community Black store. Everybody on this page can put $100 together. If 1 million Black folk put $100 up, or even $50 or $1, do you not know we can change things? We can open that store. We can have 1 million Black people. 50 million for now. I'm just saying, I'm coming up with a number, because I'm just saying, if everybody on that live that he was talking to would put in $1, they would have enough money to open that store and to furnish that store. And it don't have to necessarily be a grocery store. It can be a miniature Walmart. It can have clothing in it, shoes in it, and everybody on there, like for instance, myself, you can have a table. UD can have a table. And anybody else that wanted to come and sell an item or sell their Black products, do it right there. You can open that store and make it a Black community store. And how we keep it open is because everybody's going to pay a booth rent. Everybody's going to pay every month. And if you have so many people, it don't even have to be the same people coming every day. But if you have, I don't care, 50 people coming in a week, everybody pay $100 for a week, or maybe $50 a week. I'm just saying, we'll have the rent money in that 1 week or those 2 weeks, or by the end of that month, you have the rent money, and then all of that extra money goes toward resupplying those groceries to that store. It's ways and things we can do.
Right.
We don't need anybody else but us. And it's time for us to take care of us, but we won't do that. We'll sit up there and let's hold them accountable. No. We did that back in the 60s. Remember when we forced them to feed us they nasty food that they was doing some of everything in it? Can you imagine sitting behind the counter or at their counters and they spitting on you? What was they doing to your food while you making them, holding them accountable and making them fix you a cheeseburger or strawberry spits Slurpee? I'm just saying, can you imagine what they was doing to your food? They already didn't want you there, and you sitting at their counters, forcing them to fix you a cheeseburger, forcing them to fix you a shake. I don't want you to fix me nothing, because I don't want to force you to do nothing, because right now I believe that it's more than 12%, but they have us convinced that it's only 12% Black folk. You mean to tell me we ain't had no babies over the last 60 years? We've been at 12% since forever. Don't let them keep telling you that you're at 12%. It's more of us than them right now. Right now, it's more of us. So with me talking about that community store, we can start doing for us. We can open up our own schools. We had them before. Tell me why we can't do it again. Tell me why. It don't make no sense. Chicago's complaining. They were complaining, and this store was in Chicago. They're getting ready to shut it down. That's in a Black community. Okay, let them shut it down. As soon as they shut it down, we're going to open it back up. We're going to start collecting our ducks right now. We're going to start collecting right now. So the day that they shut it down, we can send somebody white in there. Don't even let them know it be a Black store. And I'm talking about to get your contract. Send your white friend in there. Sign that contract. And what we going to do? We're going to start moving in these Black folk. Because sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get a foot in the door. And that'll get you a foot in the door, because if Black folk come and want to sign their contract, they're not going to give it to us. We already understand that. So how we beat them at their own game, we don't just give up. We don't say, oh my God, we're going to hold them accountable because, oh my God, they closed down a Black store in our school, in our neighborhood. So what? Close it down. We ready, y'all? Yes, we ready. Okay, I'm going to take $100 from you, $50 from you, $25 from you. I don't care. Everybody give something so we can put some money down on this store, and we're going to start collecting for the food. We're going to start with food first. But everybody that has a product, a Black product, I want you to rent a table. Table's $80 a week. I'm just saying. Who can $50 a week? I'm just saying. We can start there, because your money that you put toward that booth rent is going to go toward us furnishing, getting more groceries for that store, the milk, the eggs, products that we need. I'm just saying, we have people on here that work in stores now. Show me where you get your product. Tell me where I can go to get these eggs. Tell me Aldi's, where do you get your products? Safeway, where you get your products. We don't want to be overly expensive, but we can have the 50-cent canned goods, the 35-cent canned goods. We don't have to be super expensive.
Right.
We can start somewhere. Just like we got a Black school in New York. What was my Xyx Institute? I have to think of it because it's spelled XYAYX. X Xavier. Okay. No, it's Oh man, this school. The way I pronounce the school is Xyx. That's the way you pronounce it. But every time I say it, it's a Xyx Institution. It is a school in New York. And we talk about, and it's an online school, it's a home school, and also you can go in the building if you live in New York. He wants a school in Georgia. Why people in Georgia are not putting their monies together and opening up a Xyx Institute in Georgia? I have no idea. This dude wants to open them nationwide. Why aren't you have teachers in these white schools that know and they see what's going on in these behind closed doors in these schools, and they won't say nothing? Call the man at Xyx Institute and say, hey, what can we do to get you a store or school in Virginia? What can we do to get you a store in North Carolina, South Carolina? What can we do to get our own school in Florida? I'm just saying, we can do this. He's already got the program. Why do we have to reinvent the wheel? We don't. It's enough of us sitting around talking about what white folk doing. I'm sick of hearing it. But what do? Let's talk about what we're not doing. Let's talk about what the Black Caucus is not doing for us. And you know, better yet, let's not talk about what they're not doing. Let's get them out of those seats. We have a guy, Marcel Dixon. Marcel Dixon is somebody that he wants to take James Clybourne's place. Okay, take his place. He's not doing nothing with that chair anyway. So let's move him right up out of there. Marcel Dixon is his name. I'm looking up. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna look him up. You got something to say, sis?
No, I'm listening.
But my thing is, Marcel Dixon is for Congress. Okay, he's running for Congress, fighting for you because I am you. Now this is his page, and I'm gonna tell you, he looked like. But you know what? He looked funny. I'm telling you, his message, Marcel Dixon, he got my vote. I'm not for either party, but I'm gonna tell you what this dude is talking about. He is talking about reparations. I'm gonna tell you what. And meet Marcel. Okay, can y'all see that? Can you see that? And I'm putting it up on my phone because I didn't want to, go out of my page. But this is his message. Y'all need to pull him up. Marcel Dixon. Okay, we said we tired of Jim Clyburn. There he go again. He's funny looking, I'm telling you. But I'm gonna tell you what, I love his message. I don't even care. I don't care what he looked like right now. But I love his message, and we deserve better. Is what he said. According to one study, anti-Black racism has cost the United States $16 trillion. It goes without saying then, a thriving Black America is a thriving America. Hence the motto of my campaign, Repair Black America to Fix America. Okay, a better deal for Black America. At the end of slavery in 1865, Black Americans owned 0.5% of America's wealth. Today, 165 years later, look at us now. Black Americans are all at 15% of the population. I don't believe that. I think it's more than that. Fair little better owings. Okay, he said, come on, let me see what else. He said, you can now review his reparations plan here, and it's a company formula here. Okay, but you have to understand, he goes into a whole lot of spiel and stuff, but he talks about reparations. He talks about the closure of the wealth gap, closing class protection status for those descending from those who were enslaved. He talks about allotments of federal granted and protective, and it talks about a whole lot more. I want you guys better transportation. Talks about a lot of stuff. You guys need to look this dude up, because I'm telling you what, he got my vote. Marcel Dixon. He's an amazing young man, and I'm telling you, that brother has been he's popping up everywhere now. And I know he can win. If we as Black people get behind this brother, we can get James Clyburn, whatever his name is, out of that chair, because he's not done anything in South Carolina for those people. And I'm telling you, if you want to do something different, it is time for us to do something different now. And there's no sense in us complaining anymore and not doing anything. You have a foundation. I want you to talk to me about your foundation, because we've given some ideas tonight, and I didn't really have a topic. I just wanted to come on, because I think it's now time for us to hold Black folk accountable for what we're not doing. It's no longer are we going to hold white folk accountable, because it's time for us to point the finger and say, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing, ma'am? What kind of foundation? Talk to us about your foundation. Give us some insight so that we can understand how can we help you, because we got to start somewhere.
With my foundation?
Yes, ma'am. Just talk a little bit about it for me.
Well, my foundation is called.
I know I put you on the spot.
Yeah, you did. It's called Hope of Love Community Outreach.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a flyer on hand.
That's okay. I got a flyer. You go ahead and talk. I got it.
But yep. It's called Hope of Love Community Outreach, and what it does is that it helps families that don't have life insurance be able to bury a loved one that has been murdered through gun violence or domestic violence. And it's the kind of help to alleviate that burden off of the families of worrying about this. They didn't have insurance, because most of the time when it comes to street violence, domestic violence, we know a lot of time we know that it has to happen, but we know that some things are, as we would say, is ordained, but a lot of people still not set up and not ready that when it happened to be able to bury no someone. So that burden falls back on the families. And when my cousin was murdered in 2017 in a in a drive-by shooting, and his was mistaken identity.
Mm,
Um, and so him and the guy that I guess the gang or whoever they were looking for. But if you look at my cousin, you place him side by side with the guy that they were looking for, you would
wow.
think identical twins.
Are you
Um,
serious? Wow.
but it was supposed to be a mistaken identity. Um, and for the family have to reach out to people to try to help get funds to bury them. You
Hmm.
know, it puts a burden on the parents because they don't have the money. And we all know that most of the time, majority of the time, as Black people,
Hmm.
to set up a GoFundMe account is very hard to get that account funded to even help with burial. Um, so that's what the foundation does. It does help families that don't have burial insurance. It's to help up to $2,500 to $3,000 with the funeral cost. But it only pays for, as I say, the main course of a funeral, which is like the opening and closing of a grave, the embalming, a casket, um, and maybe clothing. We don't do the extra stuff that some families want. You know, so we don't do that, but it's to help with the main course, and hopefully that it alleviate that part of the burden off of the families, and that they can grieve without stressing. And most of the times in our community, it's a lot of grieving going on,
Hmm.
and that grieving builds up a lot of animosity, and then people start getting weary, and they have no desire to do anything.
Right.
If you don't
Right.
have, you lose a lack of desire of doing something, then you don't want to even try to push to do anything.
Right.
So,
Right. Right.
but that's
Man, that's amazing. I love it. I put your the website in the comments. Um, how can people help you?
you can help. You can
Because you got a thing coming up, right? You have something coming up.
I have an event coming up June the 5th,
Hmm.
at 2 p.m. at 2025 Brentwood Street, High Point, North Carolina. Again, it'll be 2 to 6. You all are welcome to come. Is Registration is free. It is my first gala
Hmm.
fundraiser event. So, like I said, you're welcome to come, and I need volunteers for the organization. So if you are not busy, you like to join in, I would love to have you. You can contact me at Hope of Love 2017 at yahoo.com, or you can give me a call at 336-405-7894. And website is still being created, so I'm kind of stunt on that. So just give me a minute to get the website up and running. But those are two ways that you can contact. And if you would like to donate, you can donate through Cash App. um it will be, oh, what's the Cash App? What's the Cash App, Cass? I forgot, because I don't have mine, so I have
Oh,
mine.
I was trying to see. You giving
it's
them the one, the other one, or which one?
it's LaShawn, LaShuarn Monk.
There you go. I'm
That's
like,
the Cash App that we're using. And I do have raffle tickets. Cassie, do you have yours on hand?
I do, I do, I do, I do, I do, I do, I do. Let me pull them out right now. Hold on. But yes, you guys better support this sister. There they are, right there. Come on.
And
Oh, do I have it up right? Do I have
tickets,
it right?
first prize will win 100 points or $100. Second 50, and third 25. So it is three winners. Tickets do cost $10, and all proceeds do go back into the organization.
We got to get this thing going. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you this because of the simple fact we are doing something. We're not just sitting up here talking. I told you my page is not for entertainment. My page is strictly information and doing uh, doing. Okay, just like the foundation we have. I'm ramming the bush, and that's another foundation that we're doing, and it's almost like they're connected. And excuse me, that foundation is helping Black individuals, male or female, between 18 and 25, to get their an apprenticeship program to get their own business eventually after a year and a half, 2 years, whatever it's going to take as far as training. We have mechanics. We have 2 spots. We have another 2 spots with the school, barber school. So if you know of anybody that wants to training, we're also getting construction, roofing, HVAC, plumbing. Those are the other programs that we're working on. So we're doing the work. We're trying to change lives. And if we get those people in place, just think a year from now, we'll have them doing their own business in the Black community, and we can support them. I'm just saying we have to start somewhere. So why not start here? Why not start now? Why not? We talk and we talk and we talk and complain, but we do absolutely nothing. And we also want to get to the point eventually to where we'll be able to help you put 3 months rent down on a booth or your own business. I'm just saying, we have to do this. We have to stop complaining and looking for other people to do for us. We can do for ourselves. We are holding us accountable right now. I'm holding us accountable. I'm holding the entertainers accountable. I am holding the TV people, the music people. I'm holding you accountable to clean up your act, clean up your music, clean up the TV. Hebrews to Negroes has his own television show now, his own television programs. And Michi X, I think, has her own. So we can, these are people that we can start using. I think you have to go through Roku for Michi X, and also H2 I'm not sure he is right now, but we'll get back. I'll try to put it in the comments. But I want us to start looking toward our own. We have to change our mindset and stop allowing white supremacy to keep us colonized, fighting against one another. I remember I got a TikTok. I was on there and we was talking about the foundation, and one lady came on, and I mean, she held me for a whole day. I finally got tired of it, and I had to go live on her. Okay, put a little comment up there. She said she's thriving in America. I said, the only way you thriving in America, this racist country, is you're a coon, and you're safe, and and they're not afraid of you because you're not a threat. Only when I said that, and I had to go there with my sister in order for her to back up. Because guess what? We're doing the work. What are you doing besides running your mouth and trying to tear down somebody that's trying to free our babies? That's crazy. Was going hard too. I mean, going hard. And I'm like, wait a minute. It was almost like when Ice Cube, what's the guy? Ice T, Ice Cube. You know, I get them mixed.
Ice Cube.
Yes, Ice Cube. Girl, I'm about to call the man Ice T. But when he was telling Black folk to ask for something when Biden was running. Remember when Biden was running for president, and he was hard. He was telling us, ask Biden for something before you give him your vote. Black folk ran that man into the ground, was talking, we canceling him. And I'm looking at them like, are you serious? You canceling your brother because your brother told you to ask for something? Are we serious? What is going on here? And this is why I come back to my question. How do we hold Black folk accountable that's protecting white folk, that's saying that it's okay, they're not racist, and giving them a pass, giving them an excuse to continue doing what they're doing? How do we hold them accountable? Is it possible to hold them accountable? I know how white folk do it when they have some. Remember that woman, and I'm not condoning violence, but I want to bring up this point to show you how serious they are. They don't have coons in their neighborhood. They don't have coons. When you're a coon in white folk area, what happened to that woman when she was remember they was boycotting, and she was taking Black folk around, taking them to work. She was taking them in her car, dropping them off. This is back in the 60s. Okay, her husband was like so afraid for her, and he kept telling her, honey, don't do that, and she wouldn't listen. They handled their business, and I'm not condoning anything, but I'm just showing you, when you were coon in their atmosphere. Let's talk about the Kyle Rittenhouse. Okay, let's talk about that. What did he do to them 3 that was sitting up there marching with the Black Lives Matter? He killed at least 2 of them, didn't he? And shot the other third one, didn't he? Yeah. That's how they get down. And guess what? Did he serve any time? No, they did. They covered him. They changed laws for that brother. It wasn't even deer hunting season, and they came up with a reason why it was okay for him to kill what to have a gun at that point. Tell me he was coming down there protecting somebody else's business. You're 17 years old. Well, whose business are you protecting, liar? And his parents got off because his mom or somebody drove him down there. Somebody gave him that gun. He wasn't even legal. So somebody had to buy it for him. But they let everybody get off. Change the laws for this brother, right? And he's still walking around free as a bird. And he murdered 2 people. But I guarantee you, that'd have been a black man. His mama would have been arrested. Daddy would have been arrested. Cousin, aunts, uncles, anybody that was connected to that weapon or knew he had that weapon would have been arrested. And I've seen cases where the whole, one young man, one young woman was in a car with a guy and he committed a crime and she ended up going to jail. She didn't even know. He had just happened to pick her up. He committed the crime. She went to jail with him. It had nothing to do with it. That's how they do with us and our children. But we have to get to the point where we're tired of that. We need our own investigating team. I'm just saying, I'm trying to throw ideas out there of what we need to start doing. We can't do everything ourselves, D. It's going to take more black folk that's going to see this live and going to put it in and say, hey, I want to come up with our own investigating team. I want to help you come up with that own community store. I want to help with that. Get in touch with Ziax Institute and say, brother, can we donate? Can we help you to get another building in Georgia? Can we help you get another building in California? Can we help you get a building in Michigan? That's what we need. We need us to come together to help us. That's how we hold each other accountable. That's how we hold the black community accountable. We come together with our dollars and stop giving them to Walmart. Come with your own community store. And I guarantee you, these white folk, white supremacists, the police officers, will stop murdering you for non-violent traffic offenses, non-violent taillights, non-violent little smell good in your window, non-violent Dante Wright, non-violent Castile, non-violent Eric Gardner, non-violent Sandra Bland, non-violent. This is what I'm saying. Non-violent offenses, they end up dead. And then they want you to be okay with it. They want you to say, well, guess what? They should have died. They should have conformed, or they shouldn't have blinked, or they shouldn't have jumped, because you shouldn't have moved your hands, or you shouldn't have. Castile told him you had a gun, and he said, hey, I got a weapon, and the police said, hey, I want you to see your license. He moved to get his license. Police officer went off. Hold on, and shot him dead, and didn't get any charges. Are we tired of that yet? Are we tired of making excuses? Why are we going to stay up under them? Are we tired of MLK's dream, which was a nightmare, which didn't come from Yahshua? Because he already told us, we don't want you to have nothing to do with them. Don't even give your babies to them. Deuteronomy 7 tells us that. But we did it anyway. And we still doing it and coming up with excuses why it's okay. And we'll get on anybody who does not see it your way and who is insistent on marrying, breeding with the enemy's children. Because who comes to kill, steal, and destroy? It's only one attribute. I only know one attribute with that. I don't know anybody else's attribute, but one attribute who comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And that's telling you. That ought to show you what you're dealing with. But we don't want to say it. We don't want to see it. We want to make excuses, and we want to give them passes anytime we can. But you won't give your own brother a chance. We want to hold our black folk accountable. And it's time for us to do that. It's time. I put all of your information in the chat. They can see your information. And after the show, we'll put it in the other chat so they can see it. My thing is, we're doing the work. We're not on here just talking. Go ahead.
And also, if anyone is interested in wanting to open or start their own nonprofit, you all can reach out to me as well, and I can help you do that as well.
Is there a fee to do that?
The fee, if they want to do it,
yes, there's a fee.
501c3. I mean, we'll talk about it. But the fee I will charge $150 to get it started, and if they want to do the 501c3, the 501c3 will cost $450, but they will also have to submit $600 to IRS to get that status exempt. It used to be $800 for that, but they went down to just one flat rate to $600.
Okay. And they have your phone number. This is the phone number that they can 336-405-78994. This is, I mean, we put it out there. We are offering help. There's no more excuses. This time out for excuses. These are opportunities for you to have your own business. Right now, if you don't have your own business, shame on you, because I see what's coming. I seen the other day where formula, baby formula, was out in the stores. What are
Yes.
these babies supposed to drink? I told, well, look, black women, y'all better get what God gave you what to do. You don't have to use their baby formula, because we already know that their formula already has metal in it. That's a proven case. And
Right.
that formula is not healthy for our babies. You have formula right here that God gave you. Use your own formula. And if you have to, if you can't produce milk, you can do the carnation milk. Okay. So he was upset. He was like, oh my God, what are we going to use? We use the carnation milk, get you a baby water, mix that carnation milk with the baby water. I'm just saying, like we did in old days. If we did this old days, you can drop some iron drops in there, a couple drops, and you got milk for your baby. So if you're ever at a 911, there are ways to do this. Because I remember giving it to my granddaughter. I just did the carnation milk, and I put maybe the little bit, the baby water. I put a little bit of water in there to kind of mix it up. Okay. But guess what? It worked, because she was so colicky, she couldn't drink anything. So we went right back to old school. It's ways of doing this, you guys. Don't sit up there and you see stuff happening and we don't do anything about it. That's criminal. For you, that's suicide. Because guess what? Joseph in the Bible, didn't he prepare
He
things?
prepared.
He prepared. God came to him and said, 7 years of blessings, and then you're going to have 7 years of famine. What if he had said, well, God will supply? When he came to God, and when God came to him and told him, this is what's coming, you need to prepare. What if he had sat up there and said, well, you know what? I know what he said, but I just believe that he gonna take care of me. I'm seeing the fire over there. I ain't got no water hose. It's not even connected up, because I know he's not gonna let that fire come to my house. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm gonna just sit there. They would have died. Joseph's crew would have died. Joseph's crew, because he gave him a job. They would have all died.
Yep.
Because he was saying, oh, God gonna make a way. What he did, he just told you to prepare. He told you to plan.
Right.
And you sat there and did absolutely nothing. That's what we're doing now. How many can actually say that they've been stocking food, canned goods, water? Okay, I'm ready. I won't be caught out here with my pants down. I guarantee you it. Okay. And we've been talking about silver, gold. We've been talking about doing stuff. I've been on this live. I've been doing lives for maybe 2 years now, probably longer than that. But guess what? We've been talking about stocking food for at least a year and a half, at least. And now we see the stores. I went in the store the other day. I said, what in the world? This is crazy. It's looking like it's getting skimpier and skimpier. It's getting skimpier and skimpier. They choosing what they won't buy and what they not gonna buy. And the baby owl, I'm telling you, it's almost like they're gonna starve our little babies, honey. Y'all better get the bacon, boiling some potatoes. Y'all better stock up on your potatoes, stock up on stuff now. I'm telling you, because you can make your own baby food.
And Cass, I don't know if people have noticed and paid attention within the last probably 2 months, 3 months, probably towards the beginning of the year, but I've counted about 13 or 14 major food plants have been on fire, has caught on fire. All of this is propaganda. And so preparation, I mean, if you're not starting now is really the time to start preparing. Start goods we know that you can save and carry a long time. Your water, you can get the bottles of water. You can get the jugs, and if the jug is, oh Lord, because I'm just throwing it out there, I can't remember. It's a certain number. You don't use it. I think it's maybe one. You don't use it because it's not really like that type of jug. But I think 2, 5, and 7 are pretty good that you store water and stuff in. Just start doing that type of stuff. Don't throw your jugs away.
Right.
Rinse them jugs out. Get you some bleach, some out. Put the water. They got some type of little pills that you can put in.
Yes, they do. Yes,
drops in the water and start stocking up, saving water, because if anytime we don't know, only the enemy know what they're plotting.
Of course.
And so we don't know. So our job is to be prepared. So just start stocking up on that little stuff. Get your candles, get your flashlights, get your get. I mean, just buy stuff and
Yeah.
just put it up so that when that moment come, if a storm do come, you know how we prepare. When the snow, we know a snowstorm is coming. We run out to the store
Get
to
your
get stuff. So now is the time to start preparing for
yeah,
that day that we don't know that's at hand, but we know it's coming. So
yeah.
preparation, preparation.
Now you know what? And I heard a pastor was talking about, oh, we being this is fear mongering and that. I'm like, dude, this is not fear mongering. This is preparing your people because we as Black folk, we hear it, we run out at the last minute. We don't have generators, and I've been selling generators. I've been telling
Right.
people, get your generator, get your solar generator, because guess what? You get the gas generators. What happens when there's no gas?
When there's
You
no
don't have no generator. You get a solar generator, you put that bad booger outside, let that sun play with it all day, and at night you got some lights. Get you some kitty litter, some garbage bags to line your toilet up with. I'm just saying, this is some stuff that we can do. Get you some garbage bags. You're gonna put it in your toilet when you can't flush, when they cut your water on, you can't flush your toilets. You're gonna pour that kitty litter in there, and that will save your house from smelling because you know you poop in the little garbage
right.
bags or whatever. I'm just not trying to be vulgar, but I'm telling you, you can do your business in that. You tie it up and you take it out to the trash, and that'll stop your house from stinking. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we have to get ready for what's coming. These plastic torps, get the plastic to go on your windows, because if it's wintertime, you're gonna need to hold that heat in. Because if you don't have no heat, what you gonna do? You get your tents, you get your wagons, you get all of this stuff ready. Have you an emergency bag? So if you don't have, if you can't come to the home, or have it in your car. So if you ever have to run and you don't have time to pack anything up, have a picture of your ID, a photocopy, picture of your ID, have your photocopy of your license, your birth certificate, your degrees, or whatever it is you're gonna need. Put it in a plastic bag and have photocopies of that stuff ready. We're not saying this for no reason, because guess what? I heard that they can call World War III here. Putin is talking about World War III right now. We are already in war, and people don't even understand. And people keep saying, "Oh my God, you're trying to scare everybody." No, we are trying to be prepared, because Black folk are the only ones that don't get prepared. So we just here just to help you guys to say, look,
It's
go ahead.
the reason why, and I was thinking about this today, and the reason why when you talking about the fear, people say that we're planting fear. It's not that you're planting fear. If
No.
you look at what other races and other
Right,
people are doing,
right, right,
why
right,
are they doing it? We're
right,
the only ones that's not prepared.
right.
Why do you sit here and I look at this stuff? I mean, I pay attention to my surroundings. I
Yes.
think these people are buying up, like you just said, Cass, these generators. Why
Mm-hmm.
are these people getting these solar panels and stuff put on their houses and stuff? But
Mm-hmm.
you, I don't want the government to pay for mine.
That's right.
The government is paying for them. If you own your home, they'll pay for you to get these solar panels. I don't want the government to pay for mine. You see what I wouldn't want them, because I know that says an senator behind it and stuff like that, but it's an agenda behind it too.
Right. Oh God, yes. Anytime the government doing anything for us, it's always an agenda. And I have a guy friend that he did some electrical work. He puts on solar panels. He's gonna teach my babies how to put them on. And I said, you don't have to run it. I mean, you don't have to do it. You just teach them, and that's a business right there
Right.
for anybody Black that's wanting their own solar business. He knows how to do it, and he's going to give me a couple spots. So he's also working some other stuff. So he's an electrician. He has some spots there. He's willing to do solar. This guy is getting ready to do, and he's getting into the HVAC program that he's going to pull in a couple of my babies into. So we talked about that. So he's putting things in place too. So we have more spaces. So if you don't want to be a barber, you want to be an electrician, you want to do HVAC, you want to pull on solar panels are going to be in. So it would behoove you to learn how to do solar panels right now. Because guess what? If I built a house now, I wouldn't do it. I would do strictly solar panels. I wouldn't put electric nothing in my house. We got a well. I'm not on the well, the water, the city water. We have a well. But my thing is, we have to understand, and we have to prepare us for what's coming. This is why we wanted to get our programs in. This is why we need to pull away from them and stop working 40 hours for their businesses. I even want to get to a place where I can pay my apprenticeship in the apprenticeship program. I want to get these companies to pay them to at least $10, $12 an hour. I know $10, but guess what? We're going to pay you something so that we'll keep you acclimated to wanting to learn, because I know everybody needs some money to pay bills, gas money, insurance money, car, whatever. I know you got to do that. But sometimes you may have to maybe rent a room for now and go ahead and finish your schooling and to get this year or have a roommate so that you can go to this class, so that you can, it's going to take a year. I already know that, to learn some of this stuff. But guess what? Within your year, you'll have a certificate. You'll be able to take that certificate somewhere, and you'll be to open your own. You can stay where you're at, because some of these people, guess what? They will hire you at their company because they just taught you the way they do it. They would be crazy not to support you. They would be crazy not to hire some of these people. They would be crazy not to keep on some of these people. I've hired you. I've put money into you. I'm going to keep you on, and I'm going to pay you what I pay everybody else. Welcome, 88. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
And also, Cassie, if they're interested and if they need their credit done, while I'm thinking about that too, I do help repair credit.
Okay.
It's one flat fee. I charge $300. It's $150 upfront, and then the rest is due when you get to the goal that you're reaching. I don't do like Lexington Law Firm where you got to keep paying $29 a month and they prolonging. I've dealt with them, dealt with plenty of credit companies.
Yeah.
I've learned how to do it on my own.
Yes.
So,
yes.
And I do tell people, I will teach you how to do it on your own.
Yes.
But you have to be very dedicated in doing that, because it's very time consuming.
Okay.
And you have to stay on top of it when you're submitting your letters and stuff, and when they respond back, you have to be on top of it. So it's very committed. So you have to be committed in doing that as well. But if you want to learn it, I can teach it to you.
You have we're offering solutions. We're not just sitting up here talking. 88, I hear you. But guess what? I don't know why it didn't work for you. But guess what? We're not going to come up with excuses why it won't work for somebody else. If you want to come on here, we gave you the I'm going to see if I can paste it in here in the thing in here again. I don't think I can do that. But hold on. Let me see if I can paste it in there. Hold on. Let me see. I want to invite. If you want to come on, I'm going to copy it again. And if you want to come on and you want to explain, you can come on and explain it. I don't know why it didn't work for you, but we're not coming up with excuses why we can't do what we're supposed to do right now. We are trying to come up with excuses that's going to work for our people, and we're not having excuses. Let's come on and let us know how you did it and why it didn't work for you.
Teamwork. Do some teamwork.
Yes, we have to. This is why I say it. You can rent a room. If you have an apartment, you can get a roommate. If you have to get 3 roommates, you can get 3. You maybe sleep on the couch and you give them the bedrooms. I'm just saying, we have to come together and work with each other, because I want to get to a place where we are offering them monies, 15. I'm saying $10 to $12 an hour to train you on the job in an apprenticeship program that you will in turn be able to take that certificate and open up your own business, or you can stay with them, or you can strike out on your own, or go somewhere else. I'm just saying. And I'm maybe you had the wrong roommate. You said you had a white roommate. Maybe you had the wrong roommates. Okay. They wanted to rule the house. Guess what? They can't rule the house. If you had rules already put in place, these are the rules. You don't just let people come in with no rules. 88, you have to put stuff in place. You can't just open your door to anybody. You have to have like-minded people that know what you're trying to do. And it's not always about having white roommates. I would have never had no white roommate. I'm just saying that now. I would have never. Look, you got some friends or you got cousins. Come on in. Let's do this together, because I'm trying to go to school and I need some help with these bills. I need some help with this rent. I need some help with this food bill. I need some help with, hey, you got to pull yourself together, pull your monies together and work through some of this stuff sometime. You can't do it by yourself. Because I'm going to tell you what, my granddaughter when she was 21. And if I hadn't helped and had that baby, I kept my granddaughter on weekends, Friday, Saturday, and she went back home Sunday for my daughter to work. But guess what? People saying, "Oh, I wouldn't help her. She dug her, made her bed hard." No, I don't want to hear that. Don't tell me what to do with my child. Guess what? If I had to do that, my daughter wouldn't have graduated. I had to do what I need to do for her to help her to make her life. Yes, she made a decision. You ain't never made no bad decision. Okay, but I wasn't gonna let her wallow in it. I knew that it was gonna take me helping her in order for her to graduate, and she got that degree today. And guess what? She has her own business. But I'm just saying, okay, think they are actually trying to hold Black folks back, and they are. They are trying to hold you back. These companies don't seem to want to hire Black men. I know that. This is what I'm telling you. Get your own. This is what I'm saying. 88. I wish you would come on here because you cannot. What's that you holding up?
This will be the Willie Lynch syndrome.
Okay, you know we all do make mistakes, yes, but 88, we got to get to the point where we're not making no more excuses while we're not doing what we're supposed to do. Sometimes you hooked up with the wrong person. I don't know why you call yourself getting white roommates. You could have got some Black ones, and I'm just saying you have to get like-minded people that's going to help you know what you're trying to do, and it's going to help you to get it done. Oh, yes, she had her mother. Yes, but guess what? If she had no, she wouldn't have been able to graduate. But I had people telling me, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing this, that, and the other." Can't nobody tell me what I'm here not to do. You can't tell me what to do with my own daughter. That was already, and I understand you have girls out here that don't help that kind of help. They have children, but guess what? He will send you somebody. I found her a sitter that was a really young girl that was taking care of her own babies. She had a daycare, and she allowed my daughter to bring that baby there Monday through Friday, and she didn't hardly charge my daughter because she couldn't. She worked at Lowe's, so welfare told her she was getting too much money on that weekend job that she had because she wasn't working during the week, right? But they told her that she couldn't get welfare, so that girl gave my daughter a huge break. I'm telling you, Yahshua, if you're doing the right thing, he will bring people to help you. And I'm telling you, I remember my kids were young, and me and their dad was going through some stuff, and I had a daycare lady that she allowed me to run her daycare. And I'm telling you, he will bring people in your life to be able to help you to do what you're trying to do. It's people out there. I'm telling you, you need to mark my words, 88. I'm telling you, we all make mistakes. Yeah. What she say? But she had you in her corner as a yes. They are redlining Black.
Yeah.
Folk. Yes, they are.
Yes.
They are. Because guess what? I see it. I see it. But guess what? You are going to, this is why we partner with Black businesses who's going to give you those apprenticeship programs. And some of them maybe a year, maybe 10 months. But we know that they're not hiring Black people, Black men especially. They barely want to hire Black women. And they're doing it on purpose. This is why now is the time to come together to build your own, to get your own business, to get this certificate, to get in this apprenticeship program so that you can be ready in a year. But if you don't start somewhere, you're going to be out there in the dark. I'm telling you. I keep telling y'all, they're not hiring our men. Yes, they be trying to kick their sons out who they didn't prepare at 18 to leave. That's why a lot of boys ain't leaving home because their parents are saying, you're going to get out of here and you're going to do, they're not ready because you didn't prepare them. And then you are holding these boys accountable when you didn't baby them all their whole life. I'm just saying, you cannot throw people out of the house at 18 if you did not prepare them to be on their own at 18. And I do agree with you, 88. I do. I totally agree. I totally agree. But guess what? You as a parent, you should be preparing your children to be able to leave home at 18, either going to college or they go. I don't agree with the service. I'm just saying, either a trade school, an apprenticeship program. Because I remember they had these apprenticeship programs when we were in high school back in the day. Remember them, D? They had the apprenticeship programs, didn't they? You came out of school with your certificate in your hand, but guess what? Too many Black folk was coming out getting their own businesses and not going to college. And then white folk didn't like that. So Reagan and Nixon, who put the drugs in our neighborhood, Reagan snatched them programs out. I remember that, honey. Reagan snatched them programs, honey. I was like, what happened to the after school program? What happened to the summer program? What happened to the tech? He snatched all of them. When he came in office, Reagan took them summer programs, he took the tech programs, and he took the after school programs. He took all that, honey. All that money gone. Just looking at a story the other day about a Black man, fresh college graduate, ended up getting killed by his white neighbor. Is that the one he beat him in the head with a shovel and a pipe? Sure did. I remember that. I do. I remember that. That's the one where remember D was talking about it, And he used to go to the barbecues next door. If this is the same one he's talking about, he went to the barbecue. His mom said he used to go to the neighbor's house, and the white guy who was his neighbor, he told police that he was in his shed and he was stealing out of the shed, and he literally beat that little baby. He was 21 years old, beat him in the head with a pipe and a shovel, and killed him. And then told police that he was trying to steal out of his shed. Yeah, but the police ended up arresting him.
Oh yeah,
and got hired as an engineer, and that white man who was in his 50s killed him. But see, we have to understand who's not our friends and stop calling them friends. They're not friends. And stop going to the barbecue. What you going over their house eating barbecue for? You know, they had the dogs on the table and they eating at their bowls. Why you going to the barbecues? Tell me that. Why? You don't understand who your enemies are yet. Who attributes us to kill, steal, and destroy, family? I keep telling y'all that. God called them serpent people for a reason. And y'all still thinking them serpent people who used to burn your ancestors, hanging them, burning them alive, who cut the babies out of their stomach, who fed your babies to alligators, who sold your babies off, who cut your stomachs open and stomped on the baby's head, that those are friends. Those are those people's grandchildren, children's now. That's their children. It never changed. It never went away. So you have to understand that. We have to stop calling people who don't like us friends, and we have to stop depending on them who don't like you to bring you out of the slave mentality. They don't care if you stay in the slave mentality. They don't care if you keep on doing small petty crimes that they can kill you for and get away with. But I told you how to stop the police brutality, and we won't do it. And I told you, you start taking your money away from them, you come and create this community store, you come and start doing these apprenticeship programs, and you come up with your own business in a year, and you start opening up your own black-owned business, I guarantee you they'll want to come to the table, because we're not begging them for nothing no more. Midterms is coming. Let's see how many black folk gonna still vote for this black caucus and still put them back in office who ain't never did nothing for you in 30 years. These black caucus members been in office, like Karen Bass, Sheila Jackson, who was Jim Claiborne. I'm hoping Dixon will take his spot. I'm hoping that Marcel Dixon will take his spot. I love that young man. Okay, I'm just saying, I hope and pray that we don't put the same people in office that was in office before. Get them out. Get them out. But we cannot sit up here and continue complaining about them. I don't want to hear nothing else about white folk. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to see another police killing. I don't want to see another, y'all talking about these white teachers. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear how you went in their business and they put you out. Because guess what? It's time for us to do for self. It's time for us to do for self. And until we understand that we have stuff going on, come up with your foundation. Come up with something that's going to bring you in money, that's going to be self-sufficient for you. I'm just saying. And these foundations are not just to bring in money. They are to help us as a collective whole. We need an investigating team. Who's on this live that can create an investigating team? You probably was a police, or you probably was a detective, or you probably was an investigator, or you probably know somebody and know some police officers. Black ones that's not abusing folk, or either that got fired from the white police station, because you know it. I didn't went to the academy too, and it's two separate things. You got white police officers who are over there, and the white union for them, and you got a black police officer, and you got a black union. They already divided in the police department. So how in the heck you think they're gonna come in your neighborhood and treat you right? Come on, y'all. Y'all not thinking. We need our own investigating team. Who's going to do that? We can't do it all. Me and D can't do it all. She's got her foundation. I got mine. Who is ready to build an investigating team to allow us to investigate our own murders? We've been allowing them to investigate. We've seen people hanging on trees. They can automatically come up and say, oh, it's suicide. Black folk don't know how to tie a noose. Do you know how to tie a noose? I don't know how to tie a noose.
I don't.
You know how? Thank you. 88, you know how to tie a noose? I don't know how to tie a noose. I don't know how to tie a noose. So you're going to tell us automatically without investigating, oh, it's suicide. Where's our investigating team that could have went in that school nationwide, that could have went in there and started investigating to see what's really going on here, and holding them police officers accountable, holding the sheriffs accountable, holding the mayors accountable? But guess what? We allow them to keep running for office, and we put them same lawyers, put them same DAs, put them same prosecutors, put them same judges. in those seats that's not doing nothing for black people. That's telling you it's okay if they murder you, but let you go and mess with one in Chinese who has what is it, that hate crime bill, you going to jail. But they can kill you and don't get no time.
No
Biden
time.
told you, okay, we're gonna take care of that qualified immunity. He ain't done it, but y'all won't hold him accountable, will you? Okay, thank you. We don't know nothing about those nooses. So we're not killing, we're not committing suicide. And black folk ain't gonna hang themselves. That's crazy. That's like they said, remember Terry, what's that McMillan? Melissa McMillan's son. Okay, Dante Wright.
Dante Wright.
Was it Dante Wright? Was it
Dante.
Dante? Okay, was that Melissa McKinley's son? He got hung and she found him in his Danye. His name is Danye. Yes. Her son. She found her son hanging in the back. His pants was down. That's a white supremacy thing. They pull your pants down. His fist was balled up. He was, had bruises on his face, and they said it's suicide. I'm just saying, where's our investigating team for that? We know what we need in our community. When are we going to create it? Create it. I've been telling y'all about land in Africa, $4,000. How many of y'all done contacted Blacksit to put money down on your land, to even buy your land for $1,000? They telling you, oh, it's so bad in Africa, but them crackers over there ain't, them white supremacy over there ain't there. The Asians there.
Everything.
Huh?
They line up everything.
Exactly. But they're going to tell you how bad it is. And you're going to, oh, excuse me, I've got the hiccups, y'all. Excuse me, y'all got hiccups. But y'all going to believe them. We're not going to believe them. They'll tell you how bad it is. And guess what? We believe in them. We ain't going. I ain't going over there. I'm going to go to Europe. I'm not going to no European country. For what? They so racist. I'm not going to Denmark. I'm not going to no Afghanistan. I'm not going to no Marcos. What's that? What's that? Egypt and Marcos. I'm not going over there. I don't have no desire to go with all them crackers, them white folk. Sit up there talking about some Egypt wasn't black at first. You don't even know your history. I tell them, you don't even know your history. They don't have no revelation. You can't tell me nothing. I don't even listen to them because I know they lying. Yeah, Danye Jones. Yes, Danye Jones. That was his name. Yeah. And she found her son back there. What about the one that was found in the trailer park? He was dating one of them trailer park white women, right? He in the trailer park with all white. He come up dead, hanging on the swing. They called it suicide. And then told the woman to take his body down. Told Danye mama to take his body down too. But didn't have no investigating. Where's our investigating team? See, we see stuff that needs to be done in our community. It's time for us to do it, fam. Enough waiting around. Enough is enough is enough is enough. I'm not waiting for nothing else. I got these seats. Come on and fill them up, and I'm trying to get more. I'm going to add more. I got about 10 now. I'm adding more on. I want to get with a construction company that does. I have a construction company that does roofing, HVAC, and plumbing, and they got it all there. And I'm like, okay, I can get 2 each on each field, 2 each. That's all I'm asking. Let's start with 2. I'm just saying, we can't sit up here and complain about nothing. We can't sit up here and complain when we're not even trying to change our situation. I don't want to hear it. No, they don't care about us like that. They don't care about nothing we do. Because everything that they have that's for us, like the schools, they're brainwashing your children. You got white teachers that you can't deal with these white folk on your job, these supervisors, and they treat us like dirt on these jobs, right? But then you sit up there and take your children to their schools every day for them to mistreat your children. What about the white guy that slapped the little boy upside the head so hard that his head hit the locker? And they said, oh, he's just such a great teacher. I don't know what happened. Oh, I know what happened. But that was one time he was caught. How many times was he not caught? Whose other child did he slap upside the head and the head went in a locker and nobody saw it? So the child didn't even complain and he's still teaching your child. I'm tired of it. I don't want to hear nothing else. Yes, I love Dr. Umar Johnson. I love him. I don't care what nobody say. That's my boy. I love him because he be telling y'all and y'all get mad because he's telling y'all black folk don't like. Black folk can't stand Umar Johnson. I don't know why.
That's why scandalize his name.
But guess what? He telling truth. He telling you the truth.
Yeah.
He telling you the truth. And y'all mad because he telling y'all the truth. And y'all gonna scandalize y'all brother. I don't hear it. When they talking about Lamar Johnson, I don't want to hear it. I did not come on here to be on here this long. I kind of wanted to talk about some issues that I'm seeing in the community. I wanted to put the foundations out there. I wanted to show you what we were doing, giving you an opportunity to create yours, because we need more than two. We need an investigating foundation. We need a housing investigating. We need schools investigating. We need our own to get some help with this Xavier Institute. I call it Zyx Institute. Okay, because he wants, and Bank One. What about One United Bank, Banking Black? How many y'all? We talked about this. I was trying to get them on here. I've still been trying to get an interview with them. One United Bank. How many of you guys opened up your banking account with them yet? How many are thinking about it? See, it's things that we put out there, and you guys just hear it, and you guys move forward and do move on, and don't even think anymore about it. But things aren't changing. Things aren't changing for you because you're not allowing them. You're not working the system. You're not working it. You can only change things that you work. You have to do it for yourself. You can't sit there and wait for Biden to do nothing because he ain't doing nothing. We just seen he been in there almost 2 years. He ain't done nothing yet. He ain't gonna do nothing for you. He ain't gonna do nothing for you. He ain't never done nothing for Black people. But tell us that he don't want his kids going to school with us. Thank God, his crackhead son. I didn't want him going to school with my daughter anyway. I'm just saying. Why would we want his kids to go to school with us when you sit up there and exactly what he did to us happened to his child, right? He was blaming us for crack. He was putting crack in our neighborhood. He made drug laws for our children, but his son was doing the same thing and ain't served one day in jail. And the police have caught him with drugs several times. But guess what? Because I'm white and I say so, he don't get to go to jail. But he can keep on doing stuff. And this is white folk, period. They have two separate laws, but they got laws on the books for us, right? Laws on the books that they don't even go by for us. Laws on the books, they don't go by for them. They'll gaslight us. And they give us the harshest sentences, don't they? It's time for us to do for us. It's time for us to open up our eyes. It's time for us to want something different. It's time for us to be free mentally so that we can free ourselves physically. I did not want to stay on him. I'm done. That's all I have to say. D, I'm going to let you have the last word. You got anything you want to say?
No, actually, I'm done. I'm done.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much for coming, because I didn't want to be on here today talking to myself. I get tired talking to myself. I'm like, no, I want to have this open dialogue on Sundays. I want us to do this more often because two heads is better than one. I get tired of talking. Maybe they want to hear somebody else. And like and share, you guys. Do not leave this show without liking and sharing. I need you to like and share. I want to get it up to 500 at least. Okay, we've been stuck at 326 forever. It's time to do something different, right? So we expect something. We expect to do different. We expect something different. We have to do something different. We can't keep doing the same old thing, voting for the same old people and expecting change. Change will never happen. And we cannot look for other people to do it for us. We have to do it for ourselves. But that said, thank you, Dee, for joining us. Thank you. And everybody that came to the show, that's going to come and see the show after we're done. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you taking your time out. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate your likes. I appreciate your shares, because I can't do this without you. But I want you to get the information with Dee's foundation, okay? And I want you to support her. I want you to look into my foundation, Ram in the Bush, okay? I want you to not just ignore it. We have a foundation, Hope of Love. What? Hope of Love Community Outreach. We have a foundation that's ready to help, but she can't do it by herself. We need help. I'm not trying to do nothing. You know, I'm a team player. I believe in if this is your gift, do it. If this is your gift, do it. I can't do everything. I can only do my part. My Facebook name is Cassidra Cheek. Okay, it's CASSIDRA Cheek. That's my Facebook page. YouTube channel. My TikTok is Hard Truths. At 12. You can look Hard Truths. I put it in the comments up there. Okay, Hard Truths. HARDTRUTHZ 12 at Gmail. That's Hard Truths. But my Gmail is hardtruths at HARDTRUTHZ 12 at gmail.com. And that's my TikTok. And I put her information in the comments, you guys. It's www.HOPEOFLOVE community COMMUNITY outreach OUTREACH.org. That's her foundation. Okay. And check it out. Okay. Love you guys. Thank you, D. We're going to come back next Sunday and do the same. I appreciate you guys and I love everybody. And thank you for coming, you guys. We'll have to do